What up? It's Jack, and we are back with a trade review video. I want to bring more content to the Bannertown YouTube. I'm uploading the podcast recently. They've been doing pretty well, but I figured these shorter videos would do a little bit better now that I'm posting more consistently, and hopefully I can stay with it this time, but we're going to have to wait and see. So this article on Bleacher Report, posted by Grant Hughes, so shout out to you, is called One Surprise Trade Idea for Every NBA Team. I'm assuming I've seen most of these. As we can see, John Wall is the cover of the article, so I assume he'll be in there for the Wizards, but hopefully I'm getting some trades that I haven't heard of before, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Shout out to King of the Fourth Quarter on YouTube. I see him react to these all the time. But yeah, let's get right into it, I guess. Starting off with the Atlanta Hawks. Derek White becomes Trae Young's bodyguard. Atlanta Hawks acquire Derek White from the San Antonio Spurs for Kevin Huerter. I don't mind this. I don't know if I'm gonna give up on Huerter yet if I'm the Hawks. He showed potential. I know he's not the defender that Klay Thompson is by any means, but him and Trae seem to have that sort of duo if they can get their defense up a little bit. So I would maybe try to keep him in some of the younger assets, trade some of the older assets you got for more guys that can play defense like that, or draft them. I mean, you have a top 10 pick this year, so I'm gonna go no. I'll give yes or no for each of these, but I don't hate it. I like Derek White, but I wouldn't give up on Huerter just yet. Boston Celtics, time to get defensive. Acquire Rudy Gobert from the Jazz for Hayward, Tice, and 3 2020 first-round picks. All right. Well, as you guys know, Celtics fan here, would not do this deal. I love Rudy, like I really do. He's one of the league's best defenders, but if we're talking Hayward, Tyson, 3 firsts, no chance, because you have to think too, oh yeah, you're getting off the Hayward contract, you're gonna have to pay Rudy possibly the supermax in a couple years. I'm not about that. Not about that at all. Plus I like Tice, and those 3 first-round picks I feel like can get you more. I wouldn't say more than Rudy, but more value for sure. I'm not a fan of this deal. I'm gonna say no on behalf of the Celtics. If I'm the Jazz, I'd probably do it, but from the Celtics perspective, nah. Brooklyn Nets, 3rd star inbound. Okay, yeah. Oladipo for Karis LeVert and Garrett Temple. Oh man, I feel like that's not an amazing return for the Pacers. I know Karis LeVert's a young guy, young star, but I feel like they can get a little more value for Oladipo, even though I guess he is unproven at this point. Or not unproven, but he needs to prove himself again because he's struggled after that injury. So I don't mind this, but I'd say yes if I was the Nets. I'd take a chance on Depot to be that 3rd star for Kyrie and KD. But and you know, if I'm the Pacers, if Oladipo sticks to his guns and says he doesn't want to be there anymore, this isn't terrible. So I don't mind this overall. All right, next up, we have the Charlotte Hornets. Who needs number 3? Hornets acquire Aaron Gordon and the 15th pick for the number 3 pick. I feel like if I'm Charlotte, I'd rather just keep number 3 and take a risk on one of those guys, because like Aaron Gordon's good, but he has a ceiling, and that ceiling is not the lead guy in a championship team. And if you're the Hornets, you're looking to rebuild anyways. I don't know. I don't know. If I'm the Magic, I do this though. Because you got John Isaac. He will miss a big portion of next season, unfortunately, with an injury. But you have John Isaac, who I think should play the 4. You shed Aaron Gordon's contract. You get the 3rd overall pick to add another piece. I do that. But if I'm the Hornets, I don't think I'd take this deal. Even though this draft isn't necessarily great, I don't think I'd do this if I was the Hornets. Next up, Bulls. The big swing for Ben Simmons. Whoa. Bulls get Ben Simmons and the 21st pick. Sixers get Levine Markkanen in the 4th pick. Wow. Alrighty. That's something I haven't seen before. If I'm the Sixers, I do this. Immediately, you get shooters around Joel, make him the complete focal point of the team, and the 4th overall pick. If I'm the Bulls, I honestly don't hate it. I mean, you keep a pick in the 1st round. You have 21st pick. You still have Wendell Carter. You still have Kobe White. You can play Kobe, I don't want to say at the 2. You can play Simmons at the 4, make him the ball handler, Kobe White off ball. I don't hate this for either team. I think I'd do this if I was the Sixers. I'd probably lean towards yes if I was the Bulls. You get a star for the first time since Derrick Rose. I don't hate it. I'd probably do it for both sides. This is the first one that surprised me, so I like this trade. I like that one. I'm a fan. Cleveland Cavaliers moving up the draft board. Cavs acquire Nick Batum in the 3rd pick for Drummond and the number 5 pick. Honestly, don't hate it. If I'm the Hornets, I do it. You get a big man and like it can't hurt. I mean, you're a desolate. I don't know if that's the right word. You're a nothing franchise right now if you're the Hornets, right? You're not going to win. So taking a chance on Drummond, I mean, it's not even a chance at this point. It's just taking his salary to have an asset that would sell tickets, I guess. If Andre Drummond sells tickets, it's not bad. And then the Cavs move up 2 spots and shed the Drummond contract. That's a win. Iffy if I'm the Hornets. I'd do this if I was the Cavs, though. It's not bad. It's just blah. Like, Drummond's just nah. I'm not a huge Drummond guy anymore. I think I've come to the consensus that it's just empty stats. But next one, Dallas Mavericks. More shooting, please. Mavs get JJ in the 13 pick from the Pels for Kleber, the 18th pick. Interesting. So the Pels are moving up. No, the Pels are moving back. Wait. I need to read, because I don't understand why the Pelicans would do this. I guess, yeah, Kleber is a good player to pair with Zion. He can shoot, which is what Favors can't do. When is JJ's contract up? That's my question, but I guess this isn't terrible. It's just kind of a meh trade overall, like nothing, but JJ would fit nice next to Luka. Him and Seth Curry, man, what a shooting backcourt that'd be, or just on the floor. And yeah, I guess I see why Maxi Kleber would be good with Zion. So I don't hate this trade. I guess it's fine for both teams. Not as impressive as the Simmons trade, but anyways, nobody is really off limits. Oh God. Beal to the Nuggets for Porter Jr., Gary Harris, PJ Dozier, and a lottery protected 1st-round pick. Now, Beal has said, like it says right here, wants to stay with the Wizards. And you're not even allowed to ask the Nuggets about Porter Jr. is what they say. But, like, 1 for 1, if I'm the Nuggets, I might not do this because you are giving up a decent amount of depth there. And then you have to think about Millsap's contracts coming to an end soon, blah, 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 all that stuff. Do you really want to give up the depth of Harris? And Dozier even played a big role in the playoffs. But it is Bradley Beal. If I'm the Wizards, I might think about it just because of the potential of Porter Jr. But if John Wall comes back fully healthy, then that's a playoff team in the East, potentially. Although the East is getting better and better. But I don't know. I don't think I'd do this if I was either team, honestly. I think I like Porter Jr. with the Nuggets timeline, and they shouldn't try to rush things like the Sixers. And then if I'm the Wizards, Bradley Beal said he wants to stay. So, nah, not a fan. New lead guard for the Pistons. Oh no. Pistons get CJ in the 16th pick, and the Blazers get Griffin in the 7th pick. Poor CJ, man. Don't do that to CJ. Like, well, you'd send him to die in Detroit. Like, he's not going to do anything. I like the fit of Blake next to Dame, especially if Blake can get back to last year Blake, like 2 years ago, I guess, at this point. I don't know. I feel like the Pistons should just make their pick at 7. Because what the fuck is the point of having CJ if he's not going to do anything? Like, I don't think he's going to lead them to the playoffs, especially in this East, and especially where that Pistons roster is. If I'm the Blazers, I'd consider it. You move up 9 spots in the draft and get a quality-ish player in Blake Griffin, although it is a big contract. But if I'm the Pistons, like, there's just no point. Like, I feel like that's a dumb trade from the Pistons. The core cracks. Okay. Warriors get Drew Holiday, Miles Turner, and Victor Oladipo. Alright. Pelicans get Wiggins and a 2021 first. And the Pacers get Draymond and 2. Alright. If I'm the Warriors, I was gonna say immediately do this, but like, Draymond's been there forever. Like, it's hard to trade Draymond. Pure talent-wise, this is a no-brainer. Warriors do this 10 times out of 10. But, like, you got to think of Draymond's fit with those guys, the defense he brings, and he will be back to the Draymond he once was, once Steph and Clay are back, in my opinion. So, can't just rule him out. Pure talent-wise, I'd do this if I was the Warriors. If I'm the Pelicans, this is basically just Drew Holiday for Wiggins and a first-round pick. That's not bad. Wiggins fits with the timeline better anyways. He's not great. He's never been great, but maybe he can flourish in a new role. Play the shooting guard. You'd run, what? Lonzo, Wiggins, Ingram, Zion, and then Derek Favors, I guess. That's not bad. I don't mind that. If I'm the Pacers, I give up Miles Turner and Oladipo for Draymond in the second pick? The second pick's enticing, but, like, I don't know. I feel like Indiana's always in the state where they want to win, and that's not going to necessarily help them win. If Turner and Oladipo say they want out, getting the number 2 pick isn't bad for that. It's decent value, but I don't know. All around, not bad for any side. I don't know if the Warriors would part ways with Draymond, but we'll see. I don't mind it in terms of pure, like, talent. You know what I'm saying? So, next up, Rockets commence teardown. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Oh, my. Okay, so the Rockets get Dinwiddie, Karis LeVert, Jared Allen, Kuruc, 19th overall pick in 2020, and an unprotected first rounder in 2022 for Harden, who goes to the Nets. Okay. Kyrie, KD, and James Harden on the same team together. The need for ball dominance would be more than any other team we've seen in a long, long, long time. Because if you think about it this way, let's think of champions teams of years past, right? You got the Warriors, right? Steph's the ball dominant one there. Steph and KD, 2 ball dominant players. Clay doesn't need the ball. Draymond doesn't need the ball. Good. 2 ball dominant players, not terrible. And even Steph gave up some of his ball dominance. This year's Lakers team, AD, LeBron, 2 ball dominant players, right? It's fine. Cavs team, Kyrie, ball dominant, LeBron ball dominant. And even in that scenario, LeBron was the more ball dominant player. Going back further, you got the Spurs. None of them were really necessarily ball dominant. Like, any of them could have the ball, any of them could not have the ball, right? You fed it to Duncan, fine. Kawhi on the Raptors, Kawhi, ball dominant. Lowry needed the ball sometimes, but he didn't need it. If you have the Nets with James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant, all of them need the ball. Like, you can have KD sit in the corner, or James Harden or Kyrie sit in the corner and wait for a pass, but, like, that's just a waste at that point of their talent. Like, I don't think that would work in the slightest. In terms of a return for James Harden for the Rockets, Dinwiddie, LeVert, Jared Allen, and the 19th pick if you're trying to tear it down, and another pick, and Kuruc, not terrible value. If you can get off the Russ contract too. I'd say even if you can't get off the Russ contract, you could manage to push a playoff spot with that team. Actually, never mind. The West is ridiculous. But if you can trade Russ too, this isn't a terrible value of a trade. But I don't know. I don't think that Nets team would work. It'd be very interesting, but I don't think it would work. But that's something I haven't seen before. So Pacers, Turner yields picks. Okay, this would be boring. Pacers acquire number 3. The 332 and Cody Martin for Turner. That is way too much value for Miles Turner, in my opinion. The 3rd overall pick, I don't care if it's a whatever, like, bad draft, but, like, dude, Miles Turner, like, he's not going to do anything in Charlotte either. I don't get all these trades with Charlotte. If I'm Charlotte, I make that pick because you don't have any other, like, superstar talent on their roster. Graham's good, Rozier's I8, Bridges I like, but, like, PJ's good. But you get another young asset to pair with him. You don't put them with Miles Turner and trade your top 3 pick. That's stupid. No, not a chance. I'm on the Pacers. Hell yeah, but no, it's dumb. Playmaking solved. Rubio for Pat Bev, Shamit, and as many second rounders as the Suns want. Nah. Why? I don't understand why the Clippers would do this. Like, yeah, sure, playmaking, that's great, but you give up a shooter who played pretty well. Pat Bev, who is not a lifer in Clippers in LA, but it feels like that at this point. Like, he is a heart and soul player on that team and second rounders, whatever. For Rubio, like, yeah, I'll give you 9 dimes a game, but that means he needs the ball. And, I mean, do you really want to give up that kind of ball handling? I don't know. I just think that's a lot of value for Ricky Rubio, especially on a fat contract for Ricky Rubio. So I'd pass. If I'm the Suns, though, I'd do this. If I'm the Suns, I definitely do this. You put defense next to D-Book You put another shooter around him, and you get seconds. Done deal. But if I'm the Clippers, I'd pass. Rento for a repeat. Oladipo for Green, Kuzma 28 pick. Meh. I mean, yeah, I guess so. I mean, Kuzma and Danny Green after that playoff run are expendable as all hell. So I'd trade them for a chance on an injured or coming off an injury Oladipo. From the Pacers, I guess this is fine if Oladipo wants out. This isn't terrible value. You get a pick. You get Kuzma, he's not awful, but he just needs to chill. But yeah, for the Lakers, yeah. For the Pacers, meh. Darkest Horse Beal deal. Whoa. For Gorgie Jane, Dylan Brooks, Brandon Clark, and an unprotected. No. If I'm the Grizzlies, why would you rush things? Because a team of Ja, Beal, and Triple J is good, but it's not going to beat the Lakers and the Clippers and all these top guys. So why would you trade Brandon Clark? I love Brandon Clark. Brandon Clark shot 60% and 35% from 3. Like, that's ridiculous. I'm not trading Brandon Clark, especially for a guy that would rush. I like to say rush the process because I think that's what Philly did. That would rush the process in Memphis. So that's a no for me, for sure. All right, next up, the rare finalist exchange. Kuzma for Kendrick Nunn. I guess it gets hard to think of trades after a while. If I'm the Lakers, sure, yeah, you get another shooter and ball handler from the Heat. If I'm the Heat, I guess this is fine because they didn't really use Kendrick Nunn, so you get another stretch guy. This is just a very, meh, sure. I would do it from both sides, I guess, but it's just why? What's the point? The answer to everything. Lowry for Bledsoe, Brook, DiVincenzo 24, and a top 3 2023. Wow. Wow. If I'm the Raptors, I do this. You get Eric Bledsoe, who's a solid point guard. I don't think he's too far behind Kyle Lowry. Definitely behind, obviously. Lowry's an all-star, but if you're talking downgrades, it's not a terrible downgrade. Lopez, who can replace Marc Gasol and potentially Serge Ibaka immediately. DiVincenzo, who's a very underrated 3-and-D player in my opinion. I love DiVincenzo. 24th overall pick in the draft, and another first-round pick for a max contract. Who, I understand the love between Kyle Lowry, but they showed with the DeMar DeRozan thing, they're not afraid to trade their star players. So I like this a lot for the Raptors, and I don't hate it for the Bucks either. You do get a significant upgrade at point guard, and Lowry showed he can win in the playoffs. Clearly, he's a champion. Put him next to Middleton and Giannis. First of all, that defense is gross. It's disgusting. And yeah, no, I like this. I actually do like this deal. Maybe not throwing the extra pick because I don't think that's necessary, but no, yeah, I like that deal. It's good for both sides in terms of talent, but the ideal cap complement. Okay, yeah, I immediately like this. Depends on how much they give up, but for James Johnson in the 17th pick and first round swap rights in 2020, yeah, I like this a lot. I think Gordon would fit really well there. He can play defense. He can shoot. He's athletic as all hell, obviously. Man jumped over Taco. That's not actually a lot of stuff to give up. And if I'm the Magic, I don't mind giving up Gordon because if he can ever get healthy, you got Isaac coming back to play the 4. You get 17th overall pick and the right to swap if everything fails in Minnesota. I like this for both sides. I don't mind it. I feel like you can get more value for Gordon if you're Orlando, but I don't mind this. Here's your defense, SVG. Oh, man. Rudy for Lonzo, Hayes, Miller, and 13. Hell no. They just spent the beginning of the article saying, with the Maxi Kleber deal, right? That's a perfect player to put around Zion because he can shoot and stretch the floor. What is the exact opposite of a center that can stretch the floor? Rudy Gobert. Yeah, the defense is great, but how the hell do you expect him to play with Zion? And you're trading your facilitating defender in Lonzo, your up-and-coming athletic fucking last first-round pick in Jackson Hayes, and then Darius Miller and the 13th overall pick? No. If I'm the Jazz, I don't even do this because then you have Lonzo and Mike Conley and Donovan Mitchell. Tiny. I know. I don't like this trade. No, not a chance. I don't like that at all. LaVine gets buckets in the Garden. Levine for 8 and either Ntilikina or Dennis Smith. I don't think Chicago would do this. Yeah, they get an extra top 10 pick, but this isn't a great draft. And I think they do really like Levine. If I'm the Knicks, yeah, I guess I'd take this. You sell some tickets, but that's all New York wants to do, I guess, is sell tickets. I don't like this for Chicago. If I'm the Knicks, sure. Why not, I guess. Next up, an expensive PG for another. Conley, Ed Davis for Chris Paul in 25th pick. If I'm the Jazz, I do this at the drop of a hat. Hell yes, I do that. If I'm the... I was going to say I wouldn't do it if I'm the Thunder, but you do get off that contract pretty early. Or like it says here, you can buy him out. So this isn't terrible. I think you can definitely get more value for Chris Paul, like a pick or something, because obviously his value's at a... I don't want to say all-time high, but recently all-time high. This isn't terrible. You can definitely get more for Chris Paul if you're the Thunder, but if I'm the Jazz, hell yes, I do that. Chris Paul, Donovan Mitchell, and potentially Rudy Gobert. Yes, easy. No more spending on centers. Let's see. Buddy Hield, Rashawn Holmes, and the 12th overall pick for Vooch and 15. I like this. I actually do like this because you can play Mo Bamba, who hasn't shown too much potential so far, but he's not bad. You haven't given him a chance because you're playing Vooch. You get Buddy Hield, who can shoot the lights out. Rashawn Holmes can play center or backup center, and you move up 3 spots. Hell yes, I love this deal. And even for the Kings, that's not bad because you can bump Bagley back down to PF, help him shoots a little bit better. I mean, I think he can stretch the floor a little bit, but not amazing. You put Vooch out there to stretch the floor. Hell, move him to power forward. And then you got Fox, 2 big men to work with. And Buddy Hield already said he wants out, so that's not terrible. I like this. You are moving back a little if you're Sacramento, but Vooch can help you make the playoffs for sure. That's an all-star quality player. So I like this for both sides. Paying up to save money. Conley for Harris, Tybal, and 21. No. Hell no. I'm not giving up Tybal. If I'm the Sixers, I hold on to Tybal. As much as I desperately want to get off the Harris contract, there's no chance I give up Matisse Tybal. That he's like one of the best defenders in the league. If I'm the Jazz, hell yeah. The Harris contract is bad, but it gives you more shooting. Harris isn't a bad player. He's just not worth that money. Tybal's a great defender, and you get a pick for Mike Conley, who didn't perform well. Yes, but like to get off the money a year earlier versus 3 or 4 years, like I just don't think that's worth giving up Tybal. I feel like you can find a better alternative to getting off the Harris contract than trading one of your best young players. Superstar swap. Simmons and Josh Richardson for Booker and Rubio. I don't think there's any chance the Suns trade Devin Booker after that bubble run. I think they're determined to make the playoffs with him and Ayton, and I think they will eventually. If I'm the Sixers, I do this easily. Booker and Embiid would be phenomenal together. That's just an upgraded version of Booker and Ayton, but if I'm the Suns, no chance I do this. I like Simmons, but hell no. I keep Booker. I'm pretty sure Booker's younger, isn't he? Or am I tripping? They're around the same age roughly, but yeah, I don't do this. If I'm the Sixers, yes. If I'm the Suns, hell no. Adding some splash. Klay Thompson. Next trade. There's no way that the Warriors are not going to trade Klay Thompson. And next trade. A Royal front court upgrade. John Collins for Bagley, the 12th overall pick, and Atlanta also gets rights to swap. I don't think the Hawks want to trade Collins because Collins he's a 20 and 10 guy at power forward who can shoot the ball. That's value. I think he could be a 1 or 2 time All-Star in his career. Honestly, if him and Trey can get really good to the point where they're making the playoffs consistently. Bagley is a question mark at this point. You do get the 12th pick, but again, like I've said, it's a weak draft. I don't think the Hawks should do this. If I'm the Kings, I think about it, but I like it for the Kings. I don't love it for the Hawks, put it that way. It's not terrible, though. If you had to trade Collins, which they don't, then that's not bad. The Horford Reclamation. What? Horford and Tybalt for Aldridge and Patty Mills. Why? Like, yeah, you get off the Horford contract, but you're trading Tybalt for... Oh, my God. San Antonio, full-time starting center status. No. I mean, yeah, Murray and Tybalt. If I'm the Spurs, I do this. You get Tybalt, and that's the key piece in my opinion. But if I'm the Sixers, I don't know. I feel like you made your bed. Sleep in it. Like, deal with it. Don't trade Tybalt. Tybalt's like... Tybalt and... I'm tripping. It's just Tybalt. Tybalt's their best young asset, in my opinion, besides the obvious Simmons and Embiid. So, I wouldn't trade Tybalt. An OMG trade for number 1. Raptors get the number 1 pick in Jacob Evans for OG and the 29th pick. What? Why? I don't think the Timberwolves should do this. Like, yes, I do really love OG and his potential, but it's not worth giving up the number 1 pick. You can get Anthony Edwards, who I think can develop to be at least an OG and an OB. Yeah, no, I don't think I think the Wolves could get more value for the first overall pick than this. I think the Wolves could definitely. If I'm the Raptors, I don't mind this at all. I like OG, but actually, even if I'm the Raptors, I don't know if I do this because OG helps you compete now, which is what they're trying to do. But I don't know. I don't like that. Love finds a way. K Love for Conley in 23. Sure, you get K Love. He'd fit really well next to Gobert and Mitchell. Get off the Conley contract after he kind of did bad, and you bring in Love's contract, but. And if I'm the Cavs, I don't even mind this because you trade Love's big contract. Conley's going to be off after this season. And you get a pick late first, but still. Yeah, I like this for both sides. Not bad. And lastly, doing the impossible. Wizards acquire Graham and Batum for John Wall and 9. Can we stop with like the Hornets trying to trade for big name players? Like, just why? And first of all, why would the Wizards want to do this? Like, I get it's a terrible contract. Yeah, okay, fine. Getting off the John Wall contract would be amazing, and you could bring in more players to play with Beal. Sure, I get that, if John's not at full strength. But I don't know why the Hornets would want to do this. I don't think the Hornets would want to do this at all. I don't like the notion of the Hornets just trading for players to sell tickets. Just rebuild. Just rebuild. Like the Pistons, like all these other teams, just deal with it. But yeah, that's going to be it for me, guys. The one I did like the Bulls for Simmons. That intrigued me. The Harden one was weird with the Nets, but overall, I don't agree with most of these. The Hornets trades are whack, but yeah, that's going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to follow me at BannertownJack on Twitter. Subscribe to YouTube. Really appreciate it a lot. Check out our podcast From the Rafters and Within Heckling Distance. Follow Bannertown USA on social media, and peace out.